Hello, everybody. So, if the setup looks a little bit off today, I don't know if it does or not, but my husband rearranged his desk, and so I don't have a place to put my phone anymore. I've got it sitting right now on top of a Christmas tree box because we had an empty Christmas tree box sitting around the house. So, yeah, hopefully that holds up throughout the duration of this video. In the meantime, on other subjects, I have been super duper nauseous today. Like, really nauseous today. There's a point in early pregnancy, like right at the beginning when I first find out I'm pregnant, where I'll start to feel a little nauseous. And if I just keep snacking constantly, my stomach kind of settles. Like, as long as I'm digesting food, my stomach is pretty easy to kind of tame down a little bit. Later on, that ability to just snack it all away starts to diminish, and I think I'm reaching that point where I'll eat something and I'll still be just really queasy, and it's only going to get worse. There's going to come a point not too far from here where I'm going to snack and then it's all just going to come right back up again. So that should be happening any day now. So I've got that to look forward to. I was supposed to do The Rational Male Chapter 7 today. This was my big goal. I planned for this. I read it about a month ago and I wasn't particularly impressed by that chapter, and I was like, well, I've got a bunch of other things I'm doing. I've got a bunch of other videos that I'm working on, so I started working on those other videos and weeks went by. And now we're here, and it's like, okay, it's been about a month since I've worked on The Rational Male. I really need to do chapter 7, so I pulled it out and I read it over again, and I still just was not wowed by this chapter. It didn't really do anything for me. Like, I kept on looking and it was like, there's nothing here that I feel like I should comment on. Like, pretty much everything was already covered, kind of, I personally think, in his first book, so this is just kind of recap. And I'm really struggling to make myself care about that chapter. Like, it's just not, it didn't do anything for me. So I started reading chapter 8 to, do like a double chapter video because there's just not much to talk about in chapter 7. And I just can't make myself care about chapter 8 either. And it's not because of anything wrong with chapter 8. I think chapter 8 will actually be an interesting chapter for me. It's just, I'm getting kind of burned out on the Manosphere, I think. I think I'm getting to that point. And I don't think it's really Rollo Tomasi exactly that I'm getting burnt out on, but he's definitely part of it. Like, it's just the overall atmosphere of the Manosphere that's starting to get to me a little bit. And you might think that that's because I'm pregnant, and it probably is in some level because I'm pregnant, because I noticed that when I get pregnant, I'm much more hormonal, and I'm much more... I'm less resistant to small annoyances. So little things that bug me regularly that I just kind of put up with and don't really mind too much, they start to really kind of irk me a little bit more when I'm pregnant, and so I've been dealing with that. But I'm just kind of tired of... some of the things that I see in the Manosphere. And to be clear, 95% of the guys that I've seen on the Manosphere, like, of the ones that I've talked to, I'm sure there's a very silent majority out there that's never talked to me or interacted with me in any way. But of the guys that I talk to, 95% easily are, really pleasant, really polite, really fun to talk to. They have ideas and thoughts that they want to share, and we talk about things, and it's just fun. It's very pleasant. It's that other 5% that's just crazy. And it just wears you down after a while. Like, there's this attitude that I'm a woman first and a person second, and that gets really old really fast. That people see me by my gender before they see me as a human being, before they see me as a person. And I can't stand that. Like, I had to deal with that with feminism and feminists looking at people, and it was like, well, that guy's a white guy. Yeah, he's a white dude. He's got a penis. Well, he can't have anything valuable to say. It's like, yeah, but it's William Shakespeare. He might actually have something very valuable to say, like, literature-wise. I mean, honestly, I do think that Shakespeare is sometimes a little overdone, because, like, I've had to read Romeo and Juliet way more times than I ever wanted to. But the thing is, he's popular for a reason. It's not because he's a white dude. It's because he's good at what he did. And, if you judge a person by their merits, excluding their gender and their color and all these other things, you know, you can find some really awesome stuff in places that you might not necessarily expect to find it. And that was always a problem that I had with feminism, where it's like, oh, you know, we gotta judge people by their gender first and who they are as a person, as an individual, second. You know, that just doesn't factor in as much. And now I'm here in the Manosphere, and sure enough, there are guys that I talk to, and it's like, oh my god. Yes, I am a woman. Yes, I have a vagina. You would be agreeing with every single thing I had to say, except for the fact that I'm a woman with a vagina, and suddenly you don't like anything I have to say. You know, suddenly I'm bad. Suddenly you see through me. You know what I'm up to. It's like, what am I up to? What's my game? What am I secretly after? What are my secret motivations, huh? Fuck it, man. I'm just making videos on the internet. Like, I just don't have the patience or the time for the bullshit and the level of stupid that comes with it. Like, that's what really drives me nuts. It's talking to stupid. I don't like talking to stupid. I've had to talk to way too much stupid in my life, and I've never appreciated it. It's just hard. And granted, these aren't the majority of the people that I talk to. The majority of the people who leave messages for me, they're very, very nice. I had one who seemed pretty mentally unhinged. I had one who sent me a bunch of, like, it was this one guy, I screenshotted his picture, but I'm not going to go look up the screenshot, and he went through all my videos on BitChute, like a bunch of my videos on BitChute, and left the same comment, like just copied and pasted it again. You are trash, and I hope someday you are found in multiple garbage bags. It's like, okay, well, there are those guys, yeah. But, you know, I just, it's not even that. Like, it's not even the really, really bad crazy guys. So, say 95% of the guys are nice. Because 95% of the guys are nice. Like, pleasant, good. Not nice guys, nice guys, but, you know, actual, genuine, pleasant human beings. And then, you know, 1% is absolutely batshit crazy. Then you've got, like, this little middle zone where it's like, I think they all think I'm just functionally retarded because I have a vagina. Like, I think that's how they view women. Like, women aren't capable of actually thinking. Women aren't capable of being logical. Women aren't capable of reason. Women aren't capable of, oh, fuck you, you know? It's just like, I understand why there's feminism. Feminism came about because women talked to guys like that and decided they'd had enough. That's gotta be it. That's really gotta be it. Because often, like, I'll get off these conversations sometimes with some of these guys, and I know some of them are just trolling me, but some of these guys really believe it, and it's like, oh, I understand why feminism exists. I want to go become a feminist after talking to one of these guys, and it's just, it gets old. It gets old and it gets tiring, and it's like there's just this huge degree of negativity that I kind of have to wade through on a regular basis making these videos, and it's like, you know, I think honestly I got a better reception talking about my abortion. People were friendlier to me about that. I mean, yeah, there were the random people who told me I was a horrible baby-killing whore and I deserved to die and burn in hell. But, I mean, there were a lot of people who were like, oh, you're a horrible person. It's like, well, the baby was going to die and there was nothing we could do to save it. Oh, yeah, that sucks. I'm sorry. Yeah, there we go. There we go. We all on the same page here. In the Manosphere, it's just kind of like, I'm tired. I'm genuinely tired. And I mean, a lot of guys that I've talked to, number one, I don't know these guys' personal lives. We're coming up on the holidays. The number of men who are not going to be able to see their children this Christmas is ridiculous. Like, just ridiculous. And so I understand that there's going to be some hard feelings going on. And I understand that a lot of men eventually, like, they get to this point where it's like, you know, just all women are bad. That's just got to be it, because they've never experienced a good woman in their lives. They've seen their moms act like horrible monsters, and then their girlfriends acted like horrible monsters, and they finally got married, and then she acted like a horrible monster, and now they're divorced, and they just don't want to deal with all the monstrosity of women anymore. And they look at it and it's like, okay, maybe all women are like this. And there's plenty of guys out there who are like, yeah, all women are like this. It's like, Do I really have to explain to you that no, not all women are horrible monsters? Maybe, but what's the point? You're not going to listen to me anyway. And I'm too damn tired. And I just don't care. There are so many days where I look at it and I wade through the Manosphere and just the I mean, for lack of a better word, because there isn't a better word, misogyny. And then I have this moment where I like just step away from it and I'm back out in the real world where I have a husband whom I love, who knows that I love him, who trusts me, who loves me in return. And our children who are growing up in a stable household where, you know, not some sort of gendered war zone. And that's the real world for me. That's the reality I step out into when I am not reading through Manosphere stuff. And that's the reality of the couples that I go and see, because there are other couples who have kids that are my kids' age, and we all get together so that our kids can play together and we can have a little bit of time to be adults and chat with each other and trade stories. And it's really really good for us, because being a parent can be a little bit tiring sometimes, and it's good to meet other parents who've had similar experiences and can kind of share that, oh yeah, we've been there, we've done that with our kid too. It's crazy, it's very stressful. It's like, yep, okay, I'm not alone. It's really reassuring to know I'm not alone. It's nice. And that's the reality we live in, where they're happily married and they're together and their kids are growing up in a very solid, secure household. And this is my life, this is my husband's life, this is our kids' lives, this is the lives of my kids' friends, this is the lives of my friends. It's very weird to me to go into the Manosphere and just see, well, you're only a woman, so like that somehow limits me. I mean, I understand that I'm physically limited, and I understand that I'm never going to think exactly the same way a man does, because men do have different kinds of modes of thinking. They're slightly different perspective. I've never had the growing experiences that men have. Granted, I haven't had the growing experiences that most people have. My childhood was goddamn weird. But I understand that I'm never going to be a man. I'm never going to have that perspective. At the same time, that doesn't somehow make me unable to think. And so I'm just kind of looking at it as like, I gotta reprioritize here, because I still want to make videos. I like making videos. Videos are fun. Like, I enjoy what I do. Otherwise I wouldn't do it. But I haven't really enjoyed some of the subject matter lately, and I need to change that. I've got a book here, Survival of the Prettiest, The Science of Beauty by Nancy Etkoff. This is like basically just a gigantic and rather amusingly written list of facts about human sexuality, and that might just be about what I need to be doing right now. Like, maybe I should oh goodness, maybe I should just take a break from the Manosphere for a while. Like, I really just read Rollo Tomasi's book because I'm interested in human sexuality. And this is one of the things, like, people ask me why I'm like giving away women's secrets. I'm not trying to give away anybody's secrets. I'm just trying to figure out how we're all put together, and I'm interested in that. At this point, I go off on a rather lengthy rant about how I don't care about the sisterhood uber alles. And in editing, it's occurred to me that it would be simpler and more expedient to just say it like this. I'm very tired of this idea that's being put forward in the Manosphere that women are some sort of oppressive class, this ruling sisterhood uber alles, this feminine imperative-minded group of people who are all working towards some same unspoken goal. We're not that organized, and we're, quite frankly, not that self-aware, any of us. And so it gets very tiring to hear this constant narrative that women are all scheming and plotting and trying to oppress men. We're too dumb and too disorganized. And honestly, it really reminds me of the idea of the patriarchy and feminism, that the patriarchy is some sort of evil allegiance of men who are all pulling the strings and manipulating women. It's the same dumb idea. They've just switched the genders. And so, yeah, I'm just kind of done for now. And this has been like a long rant, and thank you for putting up with me through it. I think I've said everything I need to say for now. I'm probably going to take a break from Rational Mail for a while. I need to read this because this might have like I might just go through and give you guys like a list of all the interesting facts I picked up that week in my reading, and we might just do that. Um, I've got a few other books that I need to read. Like I've got a list of books I need to read. This wasn't even on the list. I just had it sitting around, and so I picked it up. And I figured it's slightly on topic in the sense that it's about sexuality. So yeah, that's where I'm at. That was my rant. I will talk to you all next week.